This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. If you aren't expecting adult language, why even bother listening? Welcome, my friends. The show never ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Pico.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 462, 2-2, which is not great.
No,
not great at all.
I mean, one of those was okay. The other, not so much.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 games to talk about. First, a 0-0 draw at home to Nashville because apparently history repeats itself. Then a 2-2 draw on the road at Montreal, which we'll get into. Before we give our thoughts, though, Truman, do you have the tweets ready to read out?
Tweets. All right, from the first game against Nashville, we have at Mark DB say this game was there for the taking. 0-0 draws are boring. Fucking amen to that. At Rob Pereira said they need an actual striker. They have one. He was not there. Someone that scores a goal every other game on average. That's it. Just someone to finish one of these chances that are being created. Just one. And then at NYC_Ty said, Manuel has got to go. How does he not make that easy pass, but instead decides to take a difficult shot right at the goalie? So I want to go to so the next game I'm going to do at NYC_Ty's tweet first because he said Van Zier and Manuel have got to go. I think he's a little upset at that last chance from Van Zier. Adam from Earth said, it's got to feel bad when the kid comes in and makes your job look easy. Our friend Eddie said, I take back my tweet. I get to come home with a point. They are French forever, a bigger insult than going up 2-0 and losing. And then Jeremiah at Red Coach Shea said, goals we gave up were soft as Charmin. Fucking no shit. And while we need to be worried about that, our finishing was beyond atrocious. Harper, Van Zier, Manuel, take your pick. It's like none of the guys there to score wanted to, score. Lucky to get a point, should have had 3. Yes on all of those points.
Yep. I don't even know where to begin, honestly. Well, we generally start with the dislikes because we want to end on a happier note, but I don't think we can do that. I feel like we got to start with the likes because there's not many of those to go around, right?
Yeah.
So what's your like for the 2 games?
I mean, I'm going to congratulate Julian Hall on his goal, right?
Yep.
That's cool.
Second youngest debut player in MLS, second youngest goal scorer in MLS history. So. Yep.
16 years old, got us a point, which was huge. Great play. That was probably the best play out of any of these games. So, yeah, hats off to that kid. What a big moment on the road, getting this team something out of that road trip.
I'll just continue with Julian Hall because, like it was said, it's sad when the kid comes in and proves that he can do the job. On last show, I said that Van Zier, as a designated player, had to start stepping up in games where everybody else is, the bigger players aren't there, and he hasn't done that. You could argue he created some chances.
He did,
especially the Montreal game. But I mean, as much as that goal probably would not have been called back for offsides, how do you miss that one-on-one with the keeper? I'm kind of going to my dislike, but let me get back to like first. Maybe we should actually, play some of these guys that don't get a lot of minutes, like Julian Hall. Because if it's not working, maybe we need to try something different. Might as well go something that actually produced, right?
Yeah. Are we going in dislike mode? Is that where we're at now?
I mean, this is gonna be mostly dislikes. So,
Now I'm gonna drop back to say what Rob Pereira said about they need an actual striker. Right, Lewis Morgan was gone. He's away. He's missing at least another game. So the problem, Rob, is that right they have that striker, but the problem is he's the only one that seems to be consistent with this team, as we've seen. The past, is it 3 games now when they've been rolling with the guys away on international duty squads. We talked about it the other week. It's last year all over again. That the creativity in the final third completely disappears. Right, Van Zier's not doing his job. Manuel's not doing his job now. There's just they can't finish. The home game is so disappointing. So disappointing that they get a fucking goal again at home against a very mediocre team. You couldn't even sneak a goal in there. You couldn't have a goal go off another play. Like you couldn't get anything. That sucked. They had a chance to really take a jump on NYCFC, and they didn't, because all they gained was pretty much a point, and they have a game in hand. So you could have had so much more in that game, and that was, I think, the biggest wasted opportunity. Is that home scoreless draw.
It's almost like this team and wasted opportunities are bosom buddies at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, we can't finish if our top guys aren't there. I guess I'm glad Carmona's had the roof the first shot, and that Julian Hall was there for the second one. But holy shit, I mean, come on. It's not like these teams were playing great defense where you could argue no matter what you did, you weren't going to score. Right? New England was a very winnable game. Nashville was a very winnable game. If it wasn't for the defense in the first half, Montreal was actually even in the second half alone, Montreal was a very winnable game. Like, that's easily at this, what was it? That'd be 7 points left on the table out of those 3 games that they could have had.
Yeah. I think it really shows not only missing Lewis Morgan, but I honestly, my opinion, more importantly, not having Forsberg on this team. He's clearly the leader with the armband. He doesn't need the armband. The guy is the most important person on that field. He really is. I think it's pure just from leadership. I don't even think his play on the field. But him not being there was the difference from last year to this year, and you're seeing it again. That him not being there is so detrimental. And God forbid this guy gets hurt, then they are in huge trouble because they need him on the pitch.
We need somebody. So, yeah.
It's got to be him. He has to be the guy. Has to be. Unless they're going out and getting somebody, but we all know that's not happening.
I was going to say, we may need to.
How long have we been watching this team?
I know it's not going to happen, right? I say that fully knowing full well it's not going to happen, but I mean, you can't have your best player, or you can't have your leadership always missing games. So
right, someone's got to step up in the absence. Now, yeah, they came back from 2-0 down last night, and they got a draw, which was great, but they shouldn't have been in that position, to start that game. Like Jay said, soft goals, soft. Especially the first one. Actually, I don't know which one was worse. I think the first one was worse, honestly. Just letting that ball bounce all around in front of the goal. That was fucking annoying.
Yeah, you can argue the second one was just a good counterattack to a degree, but yeah. First, I feel like everybody was just watching the first one.
Yeah, seriously. Players just standing around watching them head. Here it comes, there it goes, over here, over there. No one to challenge or getting any, player's face or anything, or block them away from the ball, stand in front of the ball, nothing.
Yeah.
Irritating.
Any other afterthoughts? I feel like we should just get done with these games.
Yeah, they didn't even fucking lose them, and we're mad. But missing there's 2 key players. It's just crushing this team, crushing them.
The only good thing for me was I didn't watch the Nashville game live. Bad thing was I had to watch. I just had to watch the whole thing because I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
I sat Sunday morning. I'm sitting through that game. Fuck, then I just look at the score. Just got to see fireworks Saturday night, so.
Well, that's something.
Yeah. With Marvel music, so.
Ooh, I like that.
So by the way, it was Marvel's for the Aberdeen Ironbirds. It was Marvel Defenders of the Diamond Knight with the Marvel themed shirts and everything. So it's minor league baseball. So
Alrighty. I'm actually going to a Red Sox game in August, and the only reason we got tickets is because they're doing a One Piece night, and my daughter really wanted to go. So people listening either know exactly what I'm talking about, or they have no fucking clue what I'm talking about. So
exactly. I haven't watched it, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. So that is what we were doing. It's a One Piece theme. You get, I don't know, they're giving away bobbleheads, I think. There's a cosplay thing. There's music playing. My daughter asked if I wanted to go, and I said, you never have to ask me if I want to go to a baseball game, because the answer is always yes. Always, always yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Apparently it wasn't just. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. They're playing the Blue Jays.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay. I am both surprised and not surprised that this is a thing.
What, One Piece night?
Yeah, I'm both surprised and not surprised at this point.
Listen, you got to get people in on a fucking midweek game against the Toronto Blue Jays. So.
Random Red Sox memory, because off my head, I've been to 2 Red Sox games at Fenway. The first of which, it might have actually been against the Blue Jays. It was a day game where Roger Clemens got booed off the mound in the second inning.
Love it. And then he threw the ball so hard, somehow it still hit Meg Piazza in the head.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
All right. Prediction standings. There was no change because nobody got anything right. Screw us for thinking we're going to win against Nashville, and apparently screw us for thinking we're going to lose against Montreal.
Yeah. Hey, they were halfway there.
We were both close to the loss on Montreal, so.
Yep. I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, at least.
Yeah, in that case. So Truman has 11 points. I have 9. That will lead us into the game coming up this weekend, which is not, according to the MLS broadcast, in Portland. I got confused because I forgot who we were playing this weekend, and I'm like, oh, great, we're going to have a very late Saturday night game. No, we're playing Toronto at home on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Toronto comes into the game with a 7-3-9 record, 24 points, -4 goal difference, number 7 in the Eastern Conference. I did not have a chance to look up their home away schedule. I'm not sure how their away form is, but Truman, what do you think is going to happen on Saturday?
Oh God. Oh boy. Is Forsberg going to be back yet? Do we know?
No idea. Toronto's away record is 2-4-3.
I feel it doesn't even matter. I feel. They have to win at home, right? Even if Forsberg doesn't play, you think just going by the odds, somehow they have to win a game. They're winless in 3, the loss and the 2 draws.
I think for some reason I feel like it's worse than that, but I am not.
They usually play Toronto pretty well at home, except for when I'm there. So I will not be there. Yuck. 2-1 win, I guess. I just don't know with this team. I'm hoping that since they did score 2 goals, that maybe that'll make me feel like a little bit better going into this game, even if Forsberg's not in. Lewis Morgan won't be there. So guys have to really step up now. And again, this is just 3 more points you have to have.
And I guess he could be missing for more games. I didn't realize there's top 3 teams in each group, or at least Group A. No, I guess their record's just good enough at the moment to make it through. Is it weird? I'm hoping Scotland loses so bad to Hungary they can't make it to the next round.
No, why would we feel bad? Who gives a crap about how Scotland does, except for Pat?
Well, I would feel bad only for the fact that I feel like Morgan deserves some sort of victories. Right, he's going to
Great.
come back to this team.
I want him back. So I want him back sooner than later.
I really want to say we're going to win. I don't know. I just don't know it's the team anymore.
I know.
I know
They
I know
turn
the
into
big thing
last
is,
year's team without these guys. That's what happens.
it's almost like you don't plan for contingency and then you just fall back. Before I get my prediction, my only real hope this off season coming up is that we overhaul the roster. Because it's the only way we're going to be able to do this without Forsberg, which is not going to happen.
Do you think Corey Burke gets a start in this game?
If he does, it should be over Van Zier.
I mean, do something different, right? Mix it up a little bit.
I forgot about that. It baffles me how Manuel is the one coming off both times for Corey Burke. Like,
But we're
I
not
understand.
experts, so what do we know?
I know Van Zier is the designated player, and I'm saying he should be stepping up. But if he's not, and Manuel is honestly looking like the bigger threat. Why are you taking off the bigger threat?
I think because Van Zier seemed to be, like we were saying earlier, a little bit more creative with the ball. Unfortunately, that creativity wasn't putting the ball in the back of the net. But I think
Corey's not creative.
He has better odds to create a chance at a goal than I think Manuel does, because Manuel for the most part, not all the time, because we've seen him with a couple great assists. But mainly he's just going to be the goal scorer, the pure striker. So that's me guessing.
I guess that's what Corey Burke is too. He's more of a goal scorer, not a goal creator. So you leave on Van Zier because he's more likely to create.
Right. That's my only thought.
And maybe you start Burke over Manuel just to give Manuel a rest, because he has started like 3 games in a row, I think, at this point.
Right. You know, played on Wednesday. Fuck it.
At least you get a week off before the next one after this game. So
yeah.
My prediction. I'm really conflicted because I feel like I should be saying a draw, but I want to be positive. I'm going to say 1-0 victory, because without our 2 big stars, we're very, very lacking in creativity.
Yes.
And we need the creativity because, hey, guess what? Since year 2 of Jesse Marsh, teams have figured out if you just play a bunkered defense against us, you're most likely to win. The difference was during the Marsh years, we had players who were able to overcome that to a degree.
Correct.
All right. Let's move on. Gotham FC, still the winningest team in Red Bull Arena. 2-1 win at Racing Louisville. 2-1 win home for San Diego Wave. Now on a 9-match unbeaten run. Look at that. You score goals and you play defense. You win games. Who knew?
Yeah.
Their current record is 8-3-2, 27 points, a +6 goal difference, sitting number 4 in the NWSL. But I want to note only 2 points off of first.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. You know what? I gotta look up this complete standings, because I feel like
how are they? Right? Are these other teams completely fucking unbeatable right
now? Let's see. Number 1 is KC Current, KC Current and Orlando Pride are tied for first. They're only separated by goal difference. Both of them have a record of 8-5-0, which so 8 wins, 5 draws, 0 losses. Literally unbeaten. The Washington Spirit, who sit 1 place ahead, have 9 wins, 1 draw, and 3 losses. They got the 3 points for the, they're 1 point ahead because they get the extra points. But top 4 are separated by 2 points. And then 5th is Portland Thorns, and they're 6 points off of first. So it's kind of a crazy tight top of the table for NWSL.
Yeah, no kidding.
Gotham's next match is on Sunday, June 23rd, 1 p.m. at Red Bull Arena, where they will take on the Washington Spirit. By the way, heat wave. If you're going to the game, make sure you hydrate. Don't be stupid, and get yourself dehydrated and heat stroke and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's been a little fucking hot this week.
And it's only supposed to get hotter. And I say that as a guy who's going to go play golf on Sunday morning in New Jersey. So,
oh my God.
Although in New Jersey it would be better than back home which is supposed to be worse because I'm inland compared to where I'm going to be in New Jersey. So
Either way, it's not been fun.
Possible. Make sure you drink plenty of fluids. If you're going to drink beer, and I know people will, make sure you balance it with enough water so you don't dehydrate yourself. Red Bulls 2 lost their last match 1-0 at New England 2. Their record is 5-3-6, 20 points, -7 goal difference, number 7 in the Eastern Conference of MLS Next Pro. Next match is on Wednesday, June 26th, where they will travel to take on Philly number 2 at 6 p.m. With that, it is time for the F1 update.
And box now, box forward. Stay out.
What are you doing?
I mean, another off week, but they're back in Spain, so we're racing this weekend. I don't know, not much to say, right? When you have that 2-week break. But I think we are more on the regular track now, correct? Let's see. I'm going to look it up right now. We are. So we got 3 weeks in a row. We got 3 weeks in a row of racing.
Yeah.
So that's good. A little bit back on track again in Spain. I expect nothing less but pure success with maybe McLaren now the second best team in Formula One.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how things just changed in this. Well, except for the Red Bulls being up top.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah. I'll tell you really quick that Max Verstappen has 194 points, Leclerc has 138, and Lando Norris has 131.
194 because according to Google, Verstappen is 169.
Google is a fucking liar because I use the Formula One app.
They've had 2 fucking weeks to fix this.
So, just saying.
How is Sergio still in the top 10, honestly?
That dude is, I don't know. He's just a fucking mess right now. Just an absolute mess. So he needs to get his shit together. Especially after he just signed with a 2-year deal. So 2-year extension.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not much to talk about. Again, just upcoming race in Spain. Well, way more to talk about next week.
All right. With that, it's on to the dumping ground.
I'm the trash man.
So Euros are going on. I nothing big for me to talk about there. I mean, definitely be Scotland getting destroyed 5-1 in their first match.
Not great.
Yeah.
England looking hilariously mediocre. So that's awesome. 2 goals in 2 games, I believe.
Yep.
So, and Copa started tonight.
That starts tonight.
See, this is where we needed Pat. Pat loves him some Copa.
I see. Granted, it's Argentina, but I see Canada already lost 1 game. So
yeah, well, Argentina beat Canada 2-0 tonight. That just happened maybe 45 minutes ago, half hour ago.
And then U.S. takes on Bolivia on Sunday at 6 o'clock.
Yep.
So much fucking
there you go.
Watch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, I will be. I don't know if I'm going to watch the U.S. game. Maybe depends if there's anything else going on. I'll probably try to watch a little bit of it. Pat will be glued to his television, I'm sure, or at a television at a local bar. One of the 2.
Yeah, I'm going to guess the bar.
Yeah, that's the better way to go, anyway.
Right. Anything else for dumping ground?
Premier League got dropped. That schedule got dropped, so that's something to check out. I don't know. Not much too exciting.
So, Everton are not ending the season at Goodison Park. In the last year at Goodison Park. But, apparently, Everton asked the league specifically to avoid it because they didn't want the fanfare of the goodbye to get lost in the final day.
I think that's fair. Not a terrible idea. And Liverpool opens with Ipswich Town. So
I forget who we opened with.
If any of my ESC people are listening, there was an epic Ipswich fan named Max who visited the U.S. for about a year or 2, would come to a ton of the Red Bulls games. You couldn't understand half what the guy said because he was such Ipswich is very farm country in England. But that dude, I will tell you a little story about a text message he sent me relating to a Red Bulls game. I might have told this story, but a lot of people were at the Red Bulls Revs game a few years ago when security started to pepper spray all the Red Bulls fans leaving the stadium. Did I ever tell you this story, Jay?
No, I don't remember this one.
So yeah, a bunch of fans leaving the stadium, going outside. There were Revs fans, ultras, because they're so ultra Rev fans. So it wasn't Midnight Riders or anything like that. A bunch of idiots trying to get in the face of the Red Bull supporters leaving, trying to instigate a fight, and of course security just decided to pepper spray everybody in the face, including the bus driver from one of the Red Bulls fans' buses. They pepper sprayed the driver. They pepper sprayed a guy in a wheelchair. So that was awesome. Now, luckily, I was with my wife and kids, so we didn't come up with all the fans. We drove up by ourselves, and security took us to a completely different exit. Like before all this crazy stuff happened, they're like, "Hey, come out this way. We'll get you back to your car." We're like, "Great, no problems, no worries." Driving home, I get a text message from our friend Max that simply read, "Jez," he said, "Rosers came streaming in with the gas." And I'm like, what the fuck does this mean? I'm like, Rosers came streaming in with the gas. It was because he meant security was pepper spraying people. But that was a text message. I wish that was on a very old phone. I wish I could have I didn't have the capabilities to screenshot it at the time. Very old phone. But I wish I could have saved that text message forever. Because it was the funniest thing I've ever read. But there's a lot of fallout. I think some of the Red Bull fans got held back, like in the Foxborough lockup for no fucking good reason. So I think security and those fans were literally looking for some kind of trouble to just even start so they can just be assholes. So last game I went to, not a ton of Red Bulls fans, very mellow. So there you go. There's the Ipswich Town story.
Yeah, I have no Ipswich Town story.
Shout out to Max and Jack and Craig, our English homies that became Red Bulls fans that year.
All right. Is that it for Dumping Ground?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Then it's time for the last segment of the show, Truman's Terrible Team of the Week.
That's terrible.
Jay, you know me, I usually don't like to take suggestions from the audience. But you had the right call. It was 100% Philly losing to a 9-man Miami that didn't even have Messi or Suarez on that team, giving up the goal. I think it was 90 plus 4, giving up a game-winning goal, up 2 guys in your own building. I think if I was going to think of a 2-word quote that would sum them up, actually 3 words to sum it up that I think a hockey coach would say. Can you think of anything, Jay?
It's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, but in a funny way.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Oh, Philly, you fucking suck.
Of life shit.
Lowest common denominator.
I had to.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. Let's wrap this one up. You can visit us at patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month gets you exclusive content whenever we actually decide to do it. Want to thank our producers, Jeremiah Dempster, Steven Santos, Eddie Delecto, and Christopher Edmeck. Thank you guys for supporting the show. Email us, redbullrant@gmail.com. If you want to call us, 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Twitter, at Red Bull Rant for the show, at Doc the Stooge, myself, at The Truman for Truman. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
Oh, I won't be watching the game live. I will be out that night at a baseball game with some coworkers. But there's no excuse to fucking lose this game or draw this game against Toronto in your own building. There's no fucking excuses. I don't care who's on the field for Red Bulls. Get your shit together. Get your fucking shit together. Get out there and fucking win this one.
Yeah, I won't be watching either, but just fucking win, please. All right. So for tuning myself, this has been episode 462 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Red Bulls.
See you later.